Well, my goodness gracious. Well, hey, kids. What y'all doing here? Good to see y'all again. It's your old buddy, Grandpa Peter Coyote, coming to you here from Crestone, Colorado in the United States of America, which is a little spot on the face of the earth, you know, somebody's imaginary lines that they've put together and said, all the folks that live inside of these lines are going to live this way, and all the folks that live on that side of those lines are going to live that way, and so forth. But it's all an imaginary division anyway, you know. When it comes right down to it, we, the human race, each and every single one of us are undivided. And we can act with great singularity. It's part of our purpose of being here. One of our central focus is to return to that place of gathered togetherness where we're inside of all life that lives. It's quite a phenomenal place of being. And for those of you that haven't or aren't already experiencing this, well, it's time. So aren't you all of the gentle heart nature, and you know who you are. Come on out here to Crestone, Colorado, June 28th to July 1 of this year 2012 for the Crestone Intergalactic Gathering and Hippiefest. And kids, we're going to have a ball. This is for real this time. We've got a very nice piece of sacred ground extended to us for the purpose of this gathering. It's going to be about as laid back and as chill as you could imagine. Completely spontaneous from start to stop, and there is no end. Because what begins there is just exactly that. Our small gathering is but a smattering of souls amongst the vastness of humanity. But these will be integral ones, baby. Because they're going to come together inside of themselves and inside of their heart, which each and every other person that's there, and the wild beings around us, and the domestic ones as well, and so forth, and in tune with all the plants and animals and flowers and birds, and the sky and the earth, and all of her expressions of living love. It's going to be quite the experience. We're putting it in the form of a musical format. Bring your gear, your guitars, your drums, you know, whatever you have, and let's jam away for these 3 days and see how high we can raise the consciousness through music and good times and rock and roll. You know what we mean. All genres are welcome. We'll try anything once. If it raises the vibe, it's good. So we make no distinction as to what, you know, type of music you should be coming ready to play and so forth. Whatever, the Spirit will lead just the same, and we'll wind up doing some pretty phenomenal stuff there. But the main thing, June 28th to July 1, you got to get here on the 28th, because that's when it begins. But you come, you will feel the peace instantly. The moment you set eyes on the place we're having it, you will know what a special place and what a special moment it is that you're experiencing right then. There's power in that, and beauty and truth and light and love and a whole bunch of other things too. The power you can experience in the form of love, a loving feeling that expands and grows until it touches every heart in the surrounding areas and beyond the mountains. Both ways, all directions, spreads out from there. From this little microcosmic start of musically oriented souls, that just means people that love music, gathering together comes an extension of love such as this earth hasn't seen in a long time. Because, like I say, if you're drawn, if you're coming, which you are, you're a special sort of being. And it's time for you to get together with your family of similar hearts, same vibrational frequencies as you. You're key, you're integral here, you're great people. You put up with a lot of shit to get to the point where you are now, whether it's 22 or 162. Doesn't matter. Anywhere in between there, a number of years you've been around. You've put in a lot just to maintain and stay here. You know it's a daily grind just to want to be here, yet you love it. And you can't hardly let go of it. So we're taking it with us, you know. We'll fix our wagon in both ways. But the Crestone Intergalactic Gathering and Hippiefest is the beginning of something new for this earth. It's a foundation of sorts upon which energies will build and perspectives will change. And everybody will be seeing and living in truth before you know what happened, because a few gentle souls, gentle people, gathered together in the Garden of God and shared the wealth of their love with one another. Now, we'll put up an itinerary and some details. We'll put a separate little page up on Facebook for an event so you can find out where it's at, what it's doing, what's going on, and when to be there, which is June 28th, about noon. If you can get there in the afternoon, too, it's all right. But get there on June 28th. I think that's a Wednesday or a Thursday. I don't remember. Maybe it's a Thursday, yeah. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and ended up on Sunday. That's the way it goes, yeah. But you'll want to be there early. Get yourself a nice little camp spot. And tent campers are preferred. You know, you can bring your little RVs. I don't think we have room for big ones down there at all. But tent camping would be the preferred method for everybody. Takes up the least amount of room, leaves the less impact on the land, and it's just better for everything concerned, including yourselves. It's good to get out there and get on the land and sleep upon it and sit upon it and speak upon it. And we're going to be gathering around the campfires. We've got some fire circles there. And not only sharing music, but swapping tales. And we've got a special little piece of sacred ground where we'll do some ceremonies. That's why, another reason why I want you there on the 28th. That's the get-together. That's the gathering of the hearts. The evening of the 28th. And then on the morning of the 29th, a sunrise ceremony there on the sacred ground, where we honor the integrity of the Mother Earth and the Father Sky, and shower and rain our blessings upon them, and thank them for providing so well for us, and for helping us to come to understand a lot of really tricky things by living through it. Human dimension of feeling is just indescribable. But this is where the newness of our real feelings begin, is in places like this. There are other gatherings around the earth, I'm sure, that will embody the same thing. This is a completely non-commercial enterprise. Nobody's trying to make any money off of you at all. We collect a little bit for the tickets, $20 or so, because, shoot, we got to clean the place up, and we got to leave it clean, and we got to contribute to the land and share our blessing with it, so it knows that we've appreciated it, providing us the opportunity to be there and celebrate living. And folks, we may just wind up having some real special moments with some of our so-called spirit family from beyond, and perhaps even those of a more material form that live in the what I call the anterior dimensions, which is the in-betweeners, you know. There's a lot of different forms of life here in this old world, and all around it, so we might just begin to discover some of those this week, and some of our connections to the ancient past on this special weekend. Crestone Intergalactic Gathering and Hippiefest. Those of the gentle heart are going to want to be there. And by the way, it's family oriented. We don't want a bunch of alcohol or crazy drugs hanging around, man. You know, you don't need that shit. You know, if you want to go have a beer or something somewhere, that's fine. Just don't show up drunk and just don't be disruptive. Go with the flow. You wouldn't want to be there anyway if you were going to be disruptive. You couldn't stand being there. The vibe of this is going to be so high, we're not going to have any difficulty with anybody at all, whatsoever. And if anybody's got any concerns about that, well, just put them away. You can feel the vibe. I mean, you know, we're the tribe, baby. And we're assembling for a beautiful and perfect reason. And for those of you that are in places where you really can't get to, like transportation to get yourself here, put out a call to the universe from your heart and do it 3 days in a row, well beforehand, and let them know you want to be here to Crestone, Colorado for this gathering on June 28th. And see if the universe don't just pull a few strings for you. But even if it doesn't, you're still gathered with us in the heart. But it sure would be special to have you be here. And sometimes you have to make a little effort, a little journey to get to something sweet. You know, in a metaphorical sense inside of yourselves, and in a real sense out here in this three-dimensional world, as it's called. Sometimes a little effort is required. I know some people that are working their way to this little fest. And I think that's beautiful. I don't recommend it for everybody, but for those that can do that, what a great experience. What a great way of traveling across the land, especially in these days when nobody's doing it. It's awesome. So be creative, you know. Put your heart to it. You feel the call, and I know you do, because I'm feeling it too. Holy crap, you want to be here. So attendance is limited. The sooner you get in and get your tickets reserved, the better it is for everybody concerned. Okay? We love you guys and really appreciate of you. And, you know, hell, we're one. You know, just physically is one. Even though we seem greatly divided. When you look at each one of us, our mechanisms, our inner and outer workings. 5 fingers on each hand, 2 hands, 2 feet, 10 toes, all the same organs, basically. You know, in physicality, we reflect one another. We're gathered together that way. And I don't know if you've ever been in a hall of mirrors and seen yourself extended out 150 million different mirrors, 150 million different images, kind of. But you know the unending ways that life reflects itself and how we're all joined. That's what it looks like. Each person is an extension and a reflection of another and another and another, and it just goes on forever. It starts in a microcosmic place and it goes on to infinity. It's an amazing place to be, an amazing way to experience yourself. I highly recommend it for those that are able. And even if you don't think you're able and you're just a wannabe, well, come on over. We'll show you how to stop wanting and start rocking. Just by being there and doing it. It's a mutual event. It's everybody's energy is drawing this together. It's happening because the collective has demanded that it happens. And so these people are getting together. You and I and a whole bunch of others. And we're going to have a good time. In the meantime, peace be with you. Stay with it, kids. Man, we love you. Each one of you is a saint for being able to get through what you've gone through. And going through what you go through. Gee. I tell you, we've got something to celebrate. And this is a time of great celebration because we've gotten there. We're through the muck. We're shaking the last of it off of us now. and moving on out of the age of darkness. About friggin' time, I'd say. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Oh, that's good. Even cold. Nothing like good coffee, I'm telling you. We'll have some of that gathered around the campfire, too. Oh! I forgot to mention the community kitchen. So I guess we're not quite done yet. Yeah, we're setting up like a community kitchen kind of thing, where you can come in and, you know, help cook the meals for everybody, bring food, share, whatever you have. We'll put out some of the most unique and rowdy meals you've ever seen. And of course, we'll try to gather some together for you too. If we have any excess capital out of the ticket sales, we'll buy food with it. So there'll be plenty for all. And we can party down and have a great time. So that's just another way. It's also an experience in sharing, even on the physical, in the physical ways, on the physical levels, like food and so forth. It is a gathering of the heart. And I look forward to seeing you all there. Peace and thanks. I love you so much. I'm getting all emotional. Wow.